how to apply makeup on hooded eye shapes. There are a couple of provisions that you need to make when working with hooded eyes, and I'm about ready to show you a few tips and tricks so that the eyeshadow is just as glorious, just as long-lasting as it would be on somebody with more exposed eye creases. Here are a couple of tools that I'm going to be using for hooded eye shapes. These are all cream and gel eyeshadows and liners. That's a liner, that's a liner, this is an eyeshadow. They're long-lasting formulas. They're going to adhere to the eye so that even any skin isn't going to wipe it away. I'm using a fluff brush, a blending brush, with a double-sided smudge brush. Here's the fluff, here is a smudge. Here is just a small eyeshadow brush, an angled brush, my spoolie, mascara, pencil, brown, pencil eyeliner in purple, and an eyeshadow palette. And these are just a couple of tools that I'll be using. So here is our lovely client, Caroline. And Caroline has slightly hooded eyes that just the skin from the orbital bone, there's a little extra layer of fat that covers her eyelids. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna proverbially push that skin back and bring the eyelids forward as much as we can. So let's get started. I'm gonna take a matte cream eyeshadow base. Close your eyes. And I'm gonna lift that skin and punch this on. We're gonna do something a little dramatic, but you can take the same techniques with any colors. So if you need it to be a little lighter, or your client is more conservative, or whatever the look is, just take some of these tips and tricks, make them your own for your situation, and you should have a pretty successful makeup job. And this eyeshadow base dries so fast, so you have to move it around or you're not gonna, it's gonna just sit. So you have to be fast when applying this eyeshadow bases like these, because they'll just stay where you put them and they'll dry, and that is, you won't be able to move them very well. And I'm almost just putting it wherever I please. I'm stopping right here before I get into the orbital bone, right on the lid. And then I'm gonna go over it with a taupey brown. There's a little bit of shimmer in it. And these colors, these tones have red in the very core of them. Close. So I'm gonna set it right away. The more we layer, the more we set this layer of skin when she opens her eyes, it's not gonna crease, it's not gonna stick to the top part of her eye. Everything's gonna stay where we want it, where we're placing it. And even as she goes throughout the night, unless she goes on a 10K run, she should be fine even with dancing, especially with laughing and enjoying herself. This makeup is going to last. So we've created a base for this. We're gonna do the under eye with the eyeshadow, so look up. And notice how I'm maneuvering her face. I'm giving her direction, because sometimes when I tell people to look up, they will actually take their whole head and look up. So just, when you tell them just look up, just your eyes only. So we've created our base. Now I'm gonna go in with an eyeliner pencil. Close your eyes. And I love this color, and I'm using it because these purple tones, because she has these great hazel green eyes, and there's a lot of yellow in it. And again, with our color theory, the opposite side of the color wheel is all that red of yellow, and it's gonna shoot out the yellow in her eyes, and they're gonna beam, they're gonna be so bright. I'm not really doing anything artistic here. I'm just applying the color to the lash line. With hooded eyes, and with Caroline, because she has oily eyelids, you want to keep it smudged and smoky, so that if it was like a clean, you could do cat eyes. Look up, just the eyelids. You could do cat eyes with a gel liner to make it last. But this is very effective and fast when doing an eye makeup on hooded eyes. I'm just kind of making a little bit of a mess in a controlled way. See how that red just shoots that yellow out. Her eyes have changed color right before our eyes. I'm gonna go in with a brown. Close your eyes. Sometimes if you wanna give a color pop, especially with your more conservative clients and you're trying to, get them out of their shell a bit, you're gonna wanna keep going in with your browns and your blacks and your grays, your more conservative tones. So it's not so jarring and it's not so pop art with the color tones. And also keep in mind, where are they going? Like if she's going to a concert and she's a little more wild and free with color, it's fine, but we wanna keep it just a little bit more conservative. If not, we don't have to add the brown, but I like the intensity that the brown gets while still giving us that fun color. Open and look up. Also, Caroline's skin, she has a little bit of a redness to it, and I don't want to make her look like she's sick with too much red around the eyes or that albino red eye look. We don't want to, that's not what we're trying to go for. So the brown will help subdue some of that red. And now I can start to see, look at how big her eyelids look. They're just coming out at you, even though we've used a darker cream base. So now I'm gonna go in with some of my purple gel liner. And this is going to make it last until she takes it off. But I'm barely touching her with the brush. It's almost like I'm airbrushing the color onto her face. And just a little bit more on the edges here. And I'm gonna start bringing the eyeshadow. It's like I'm gonna disregard this flap of skin and I'm gonna go over it. Nothing can contain my artistry. I'm gonna use this taupey muted purple. And again, I'm tapping my brush like this so that the color seeps into the brush and not all over this makeup. So I'm gonna have her open her eyes, and this technique I would use with Asian eyes, with monolids. I'm pretending that this isn't even here. And I'm cutting over her orbital bone to give her this wing shape, to open up this, to give the illusion that this is just being lifted up without any surgery. Just through the magic of makeup. And I'm cutting down this, I'm grinding down this bone here, pushing it back. So when she closes, you see how that looks, that Amy Winehouse type of eyeliner look. But when her eyes are open, I can see everything. I can see all the makeup. It's not falling and being, if I were to only put the makeup in the crease, we would lose it. And we don't want that. We want to see these colors. So same on this side. And I'm being very grandiose with my gestures, with my makeup gestures right now, so you could really see the difference that it's making. So that V shape that you'll see, instead of doing it like this, I'm doing it like this. And the more intense I get, the darker tones I'll go in. Like this is pretty intense. This is looking pretty fierce. And I'll just keep going in until I've gotten the desired effect. But I don't want to go too dark and too deep in this area. Sometimes when we wear too much makeup or we give that deep crease, it'll age us. It'll make us look like our eyes are starting to sink in, as they sometimes do as we age. So we have to be mindful. And I'm taking my fluff brush And I'm at the very edges of all the color. Blending it out. And I want to add some warmth. And I'm going to give her some shimmer right here, right at that edge. It helps neutralize the purple and helps us to graduate into the highlight color that we're going to eventually apply. And I've gone too far down. I've just taken away all the work I've done. It's fine, because I'll just go back with some more of the purple color and tell that orange color to back off. Now I'm simply just going to take a shimmery highlight tone and place it right here under that brow bone, ever so slightly. We don't want to bling her out. We don't want to light this area up. We just want to highlight it ever so much. And then a little more in the tear duct. We've just opened up her eye. We've brought it forward a little bit. We can see the eyeshadow. We can see the crease that we have made. Now let's just take a step back. Really pull that up a little bit more. And then we would go ahead and put on just a little more mascara. Très magnifique. But before we finish, I'm going to go in, so her eyes are going this way, and now the eye makeup is down. We want to bring it up. So just take a little bit of your makeup remover, start going in and cleaning it up. Or a makeup wipe, start cleaning it up. There we go. See how fast that was? Lift. And the same, see, I'm just following the bottom line of the bottom water line and going straight up. And after is when I would go in with my concealer. Turn this way a little bit. And my foundation and really cleaning it up and making it flawless. Just to recap on how to apply makeup to hooded eye shapes, keep everything up, keep all of the makeup onto the sides where the skin is, keep it clean, and you should have a successful eye makeup.